Good day, beautiful souls, beautiful heart, light seeker, peace lover, students on the path of meditation. Thank you very much for being patient waiting for us. Now this is the second day for October meditation class. Thank you from the high mountain northern part of Bali. The locations of my ashram Awalokiteswara in the high mountain northern part of Bali. Today I'm going to deliver to you two topics. The first topic before short meditation, the second topic after the short meditation. The second topic after short meditation, I will share to you activating the switch of the mind. Activating the switch of the mind. The mind can be source of darkness. It can also be the source of the light. It depends on how skillful you are to manage your mind. Before short guided meditation, I will speak to you a new topic. How do I heal myself from coronavirus? Now, I'm going to share to you the new topic about how do I heal myself from coronavirus. Especially because yesterday there was beautiful news from our medical team, which is chaired by Dr. Eka Imbawan, an internist in Denpasar, capital city of Bali, and also Dr. Yogi Ranga as the member of our team medicals. The conclusion is very good news yesterday. My lung has been perfectly clear, and my health in total is returned back normal, precisely the same as before I was infected by coronavirus. For that reason, just to share beautiful light to all of you, now I'm going to share to you the topic, how do I heal myself from coronavirus? To make the story short, at the end of July 2021, strangely, my body was infected by coronavirus. Strangely. What I mean by strangely, I take good care of the inner kingdom of health. I give myself the best nutrition that I can buy here in the northern part of Bali. Nutrition, the best nutrition. Exercise, I do exercise every day. Sleep, the quality of my sleep, no doubt. When it comes to the inner kingdom of health, no doubt. I take good care of my immune system as well. No stress. I almost experience no stress because I live only with my wife. Never get conflict. No stress at all. At the same time, keep meditating. But strangely, even though I take good care of my immune system, I take good care of my inner kingdom of health, strangely, at the end of July 2021, maybe I am one of the few spiritual masters in the world which is infected by coronavirus. Maybe one among the few. Suddenly, my life journey changed drastically from one among the holy into one among the dirty. It is like from the light into darkness, from the day into night. For the first time in my life, some people call me no longer become one of the holy, but one among the dirty. After experiencing more than 3 months of being infected by coronavirus, I come into conclusion. This is not actually ordinary pain. It is not ordinary illness. It is spiritual calling. It is perfectly spiritual calling. I heard it deep inside my soul at the beginning of the journey. Go into the tunnel darkness of coronavirus. Go into the tunnel darkness of coronavirus. At least remember to survive. At least remember to survive. if possible, not only survive but also thrive. Thanks God, after this dark 3 months pass already, I now come into the conclusion I am no longer survive after passing the long darkness tunnel of coronavirus, but also thrive. For that reason, I want to use my 3 months experience, dark experience, to inspire the world. How do I heal myself from coronavirus? First of all, to make the story short but deep, everything is spirit. Everything is energy. Everything is energy, and energy has its own frequency. To make the language easier to be understood, especially by a younger generation, everything is energy, and energy has frequency. On the first morning when I enter hospital, it was very clear the frequency of energy in the hospital, especially, it is lower than 100. It was full of fear, panic, and death. I was accompanied by Dr. Eka Imbawan and Dr. Yogi at that time. On the first hour, I was hospitalized. In front of us, there is a person who passed away because of coronavirus. Suddenly, the vibration is full of fear, panic, and death. There is the frequency below 100. I personally being strongly pulled down by the frequency of fear, panic, and death. My wife was totally fear and panic at that time. Her frequency is also lower than 100. But I keep maintaining myself to grow in the frequency far above 100. That is the first day when I was hospitalized. The frequency is full of fear, full of panic, and full of death. But to make one thing for sure, I could maintain my frequency. I do not want to be pulled down into the frequency of 100 and below, which is full of fear, panic, and death. On the following days, no one visit me. No one visit me because government especially prohibit us, the victim of coronavirus, being visited by anyone else except the sister and doctor. Of course, for the 3 weeks, no one visit me. At the same time, there was bad news in Bali. Some of the people, especially certain government officials, spread bad news about me. On the first day, certain government official even came here, opened the gate forcefully, and checking all the lower people here whether they are infected by coronavirus. On the one hand, I was completely alone in hospital. No one was allowed to visit me. At the same time, there was bad news spread here in Bali about how come a spiritual master could be infected by a coronavirus. That is the bad news. But again and again, I don't want to be pulled down by the lower frequency of disease and virus, which is below 100. I do not want to be pulled down. I keep maintaining the frequency of my energy 550, which is the frequency of love. So that's why to some of you who is infected by coronavirus, any disease include virus, the frequency is below 100, which is full of fear, panic, and death. But I keep maintaining my frequency at least 500 and above, the frequency of love. So that's why even though I was hospitalized for 3 weeks, my body, I feel, even though there's infos right here, and a lot of things. Those medical doctor and sister took my blood almost every day. I keep maintaining the calm quality of the mind. I don't want to be pulled down by the frequency of lower 100, which is full of fear, panic, and death. To be frank to all of you, in certain dark night, I experienced near-death experience. I was deeply suffered because, a lot of pain in my body because every day the sister and medical doctor took my blood. Here in pain. I could not sleep freely as I sleep here in ashram. In certain night, it is like the deepest pain that I experienced during the 3 weeks hospitalized. At the same time, at that night, I was dreaming about my late father. At that night, I thought my late father will pick me up to die. I talked to my father, why do you come here? No. I do not want to pick you up. I just want to let you know that you still have a lot of tasks to do here on earth. Be confident. That is what I mean by near-death experience in certain night. On the one hand, I deeply suffer because no one visited me. I was completely alone. Bad news was widely spread here in Bali about spiritual master which is infected by coronavirus. At the same time, my late father came in on the dream. I thought my late father was going to pick me up. But my late father said, no, I don't come here to pick you up. I come here to let you know that you still have a lot of tasks to do here on earth. Be confident. Thanks God. As soon as I wake up from that bad dream, I return back to the frequency of at least 500 and above. Since I was motivated on the dream by my late father, on the following morning, I increased my frequency no longer 500 but near 1000. 500 is the frequency of love. 1000 is the frequency of peace. I keep meditating, doing sleeping meditation, being well connected with the gap between two breaths to inspire many people who are infected by coronavirus, to give you some inspiration. When the body is infected by virus or any kind of illness, it means that the body is in a bad condition. But do not make the bad condition worse by blaming the others and criticizing yourself. It is dangerous. That is what happened exactly with many people who die because of coronavirus. Virus make the conditions of the body bad, but they make the condition worse by blaming the others, like government official, blaming family, blaming surrounding environment, and criticizing the self. That is what I mean by illness opening the gate of death. What I exactly do to my life is not illness opening the gate of death, but illness opening the gate of change. Because of being infected by coronavirus, I changed many parts of my life. I changed the depth, the quality of my meditation. I changed the quality of my relationship with my body. I changed the quality of relationship include with the virus. So that's why before returning back home, I keep sending the vibrations of compassion to coronavirus. I learned this lesson from the tantric master like Lama Artisa. One day, Lama Artisa was ready to went from India to Indonesia because Lama Artisa attained perfect enlightenment in Indonesia. On the journey to Indonesia, Lama Artisa was attacked in the middle of ocean by a very scary and dangerous dragon. To make the story short, Lama Atisa met the dangerous dragon and providing his body and his blood as food and drink for the dangerous dragon. What happened at that time? The dragon bow and respect Lama Atisa. Learning from that lesson, start from the hospital, I keep sending the vibrations of compassion to coronavirus which infected my body. I keep repeating the mantra like this. Thank you very much, the great Bodhisattva coronavirus. Deep thank you. Deep thank you. You are not virus. You are a great Bodhisattva to me. Because you make me closer to God. You make me closer to wholeness. You make the holy teaching of compassion perfectly embodied within me. Yeah, you make me respect life much deeper and better. You make me much more humble. You perfect my ikigai. And in general, it is you, coronavirus, the great Bodhisattva coronavirus, who make the air much more fresh. It is you who close the hole of ozone. It is you who guide the total humanity back into the family. No one could do that task before. It is only you, the great Bodhisattva coronavirus, who can bring the whole humanity back into the family. That is what I mean. Virus and lower realm, like animal as we can see, most wild animals are fight each others, kill each others. That's why their vibration is lower 100. If you are also full of hatred and anger, meaning that you are pulled down by their frequency. But what I did to myself, that's why I was able to heal myself. I don't want to be pulled by their own frequency. I keep maintaining the frequency at least 550, the frequency of love. After experiencing near-death experience, even I increase my frequency from 500 until near 1,000, the frequency of peace. So that's why in Surya Hustada Hospital, when I was Dr. Eka Imbawan and another doctor to get good care of me for 3 weeks, I keep sending the vibration of peace in hospital. So that's why most of the doctor, most of the sister appear to be very skillful in managing my disease. They are beginning to be skillful in choosing the medicine, skillful in choosing the multivitamin, skillful in when I have to have a picture about my lung. They're very skillful. It is because I spread the vibrations of peace in the hospital. The combination between the vibrations of peace that I share and also the spirit of compassion that I share to coronavirus, as a result, at the end of 3 weeks, medical doctor recommend me, Guruji Gdevrama, you can back home. Now you are totally healed. You are totally healed. But my spiritual eyes said, what the medical doctor concluded as totally healed is only 75% of healing. So that's why I do more important homework as soon as I return back here to ashram. Some of you may raise a question. What kind of spiritual homework that I did in ashram for 2 months? So that's why yesterday the medical doctor made conclusion that I was still totally healed. That is what I'm going to share to you. Illness or virus is like a sort of darkness. In order to heal ourselves, we need to bring beautiful light inside. Beautiful light. Meditation is a beautiful light. I keep meditating 24 hours a day, include meditating on a dream. But the most beautiful part of this journey of healing myself from coronavirus is a personal meeting with Goddess beauty. I met God as beauty since I was in hospital. What is God as beauty that I met in from hospital until now? I keep singing a small song to myself. There is no day where I do not sing to myself. Thank you for the world so sweet. Thank you for the food we eat. Thank you for the birds that sing. Thank you, Lord, for everything. I keep singing that kind of small song every day. The song that I love is sometimes singing about mother, sometimes singing about father, sometimes singing about God, like this small song. That is what I mean by a personal meeting with God as beauty. Another face of God as beauty that I met in hospital. I asked my close student like Blikomin, Gungtut, Quiet Minute, sending me delicious food. Every day they send me delicious food. This delicious food is a kind of goddess beauty. So that's why I was alone in hospital, but I did not feel any lonely. Every day I did enjoy delicious food. Singing small song, delicious food. And one thing that one form of goddess beauty is making long list of gratitude. Every day from hospital until here in ashram, I make a long list of gratitude to myself. Thanks God, I am healthy enough. Thanks God, I have such a loyal and beautiful wife. Thanks God, I have such a loyal student. Many students with us very loyal. Thanks God, I have a beautiful ashram here. A lot of things to be thankful. I have 3 children. I have 5 grandsons. Every day I make a long list of gratitude. Every time I pray early in the morning until going to sleep in the evening. The only prayer that I keep saying every day is thank you, and thank you. That is what I mean by a personal meeting with God as beauty. To repeat the message, since this is very important, illness and virus is a kind of darkness. But when you make a long list of gratitude, sing a small song to yourself, consuming delicious food with depth, with deep thankfulness, that is what I mean by a personal meeting with God as beauty, which is the symbol of light. As soon as I return back to ashram, as I said before, my intuition said this is not 100% healed, only 75% healed. So that's why I will share to you what kind of spiritual practice that I did here in ashram for 2 months. Every day, morning, day, evening, night, morning, day, evening, night. Even waking up in the night, I do this spiritual practice. What is the spiritual practice? First of all, I call it somatic breath practice. Somatic breath practice. I combine the somatic breath practice with centering yoga. I do also sleeping meditation. Now let's begin with what I mean by the combination between somatic breath practice with centering yoga. I will now share to you the world. Hopefully it will inspire the world about how to heal yourself, especially from coronavirus. In the moment when our lung infected by coronavirus, our lung need more oxygen. So that's why this somatic breath practice is very important. In breath, using the nose, out breath, using the mouth. But make the mouth like in breath, the nose, out breath through the mouth. In breath, the nose, out breath, the mouth. At the same time, using the centering yoga. This is the opening step. The opening step is like this. Another opening step. Now we are entering to do the combination between somatic breath practice with centering yoga. As some of you who learn about chakra, you know already. The most important reason why body can easily infected by disease or pain, because there is energy blockage in the lower part of chakra. And this 6 movement can release you from energy blockage of the lower chakra. It can release you from the blockage of lower chakra. So that's why usually I do it by standing, but now I cannot stand because the limitation of the space here, because of the limitations of the camera. This is the 6 movement of the combination between somatic practice and centering yoga. Remember, in breath with the nose, out breath with the mouth. The first movement. This is the second. This is the first movement. The second movement. The third movement. In total, that is 6 movements. First of all, we bring more oxygen inside our lung. The second one is it release the energy blockage in the lower part of the chakra. I did it more than 2 months here. Morning, day, evening, night. Sometimes wake up in the night. I do it also. The opening. The practice. The most important part is the closing part, which is the most beautiful according to me. I do it every day. Morning, day, evening, night, even waking up in the night. I do it. And another spiritual homework that I do to heal myself when I was still infected by coronavirus, it is about sleeping meditation. Sleeping meditation. The sleeping meditation that I am recommended to you is like the sleeping Buddha statue on the right hand. But in the moment when you are ready to sleep, remember, in breath with nose, out breath with the mouth. Until you feel totally asleep. Sometimes so that's what I do in daily life. That's also the most important reason. Yesterday there was a beautiful news here in Spiritual Family of Compassion. My lung is completely healed, clear and clean. The blood test make Dr. Eka Imbawan came into the conclusion that my body has been healthy and normal already. Pharmaceutical medicine is important, so that's why I allow medical doctor to heal myself with pharmaceutical medicine, especially when I was still hospitalized. But pharmaceutical medicine only is not enough. We should combine it with the spiritual practice. I call it the combination between centering yoga and somatic breath practice. Usually I do it by standing, but now I cannot stand. So that's why I show it to you. Hopefully it will inspire many soul, many human, many people who is infected by coronavirus on the questions of how you can heal yourself completely from coronavirus. Anyway, deep thank you. Now we are going to meditate, to do guided meditation in on the journey into 33 minutes past 11. Now we are going to meditate. Excuse me, I have to drink. Some of you may be waiting for our guided meditation. We still have around 7 minutes to do guided meditation. Because after a guided meditation, I will share to you the second topic today, activating the switch of the mind. First of all, remember to cross your leg in order to avoid downward movement of energy. Second one, remember make your back and head straight but relaxed. Your wings, make it as natural as possible. Open your eyes a little bit. Open your eyes a little bit. And the rest, you simply follow my guidance. As I keep sharing to all of you the light of meditation, the innermost core of meditation is to take a perfect rest. No matter what happens in the now, in the present, simply take a rest. Meaning, there is nothing negative to reject. There is nothing positive to attach. Whatever the blessing of this moment, from cough into numbness, simply take a rest. Especially because anything that happens is the dancings of the same perfection. Anything that happens is the smile of the same Buddha, if you like. To put it more practical, what I mean by resting the mind is filling the gap between two breaths. No need to hold the breath, no need to shorten, no need to prolong the breath. Breath as natural as possible. But remember to feel the gap between two breaths. Between in-breath and out-breath, between out-breath and in-breath, there is a gap. Less than 1 second. Simply feel. Like flowing water in the river, thought, emotion, memory, friend, food, sadness, happiness, they all flowing. They keep changing from time to time. Peace happens to you when you are no longer attached to the positive, you are no longer neglect the negative. Simply rest the mind on the gap between two breaths. Beside filling the gap between two breaths, smile also your best friend is in resting the mind. Smile clearly indicating that you are no longer a victim, now you are a master. As widely shared in the world of meditation, the past has already passed. The future is not yet to come. The only time that available to be happy is only in the present. And another meaning of the present is the gift. Remember to smile, beautiful souls. Smile in the moment. Smile clearly indicating that you're beginning to enjoy the gift of the present. Remember only two things to do. Fill the gap between two breaths and smile. Any sound that appear in your place, like here in ashram, we hear the voice of motorcycle. Use it as holy bell to return back to the gap between two breaths. The more you rest the mind on the gap between two breaths, the more you smile, the less energy draining that happens from the mind. As a result, the body has sufficient energy to heal itself. The body has all the ability to heal itself because of there is no energy draining come out from the critical mind. Rest, beautiful soul. Rest the mind on the gap between two breaths. Remember to smile. No matter how deep you meditate, there is still wave inside. Sad, glad, bad mood, good mood. Those are the wave. But remember, you are no longer the wave. You are now the surfer. And the board of the surfer is a beautiful smile. Resting the mind is the wisdom aspect of enlightenment. It is one face of the coin. The second face of the coin is compassion. Now share the peaceful spirit of meditation to lower, middle, upper realm by whispering the beautiful mantra Aham Prema 3 times, meaning I am love, who is here to share love. Aham Prema, Aham Prema, Aham Prema. I am love, who is here to share love. Remember, if enlightenment is like a coin, the first coin is wisdom, the second coin is compassion. When it comes to resting the mind on the gap between two breaths, smile, that is the wisdom aspect of enlightenment. But when we try to share the peaceful spirit to the world by whispering the mantra of Aham Brahma, that is the compassionate aspect of enlightenment. Now we are going to discuss the second topic of today, which I promised in social media, activating the sweets of the mind. Activating the sweets of the mind. As we can see everywhere, especially I personally experience in meditation classes, because I have been facilitating more than 10,000 people on meditation. The conclusion was very clear. The most important characteristic of suffering soul, they are being poisoned by the mind. Being poisoned. What I mean by being poisoned, they have a lot of inner critic, they have a lot of inner conflict. There are a lot of things to be blamed, from blaming government, blaming family, a lot of things themselves. That is what I mean by suffering soul keep poisoning themselves using negative and critical mind. In another word, the most important characteristic of suffering soul, they become the victim of the mind. They are not the master of the mind, but they are the victim of the mind. Shining soul, on the other hand, they are no longer being poisoned by the mind, but they are being brightened by the mind. So that's why what I mean by activating the sweets of the mind, grow from being poisoned by the mind into being brightened by the mind. That is what I'm going to share to you today by the topic of activating the sweets of the mind. No longer being poisoned by the mind, but being brightened by the mind. You are no longer the victim of your mind, but now you are the master of your mind. Caroline Leaf, in her beautiful book, Your Mental Mess, is very clear in this case. Mind is not the brain. Brain is only one of the vehicle of the mind. Mind is energy filled both inside and outside of the body. Please do not identify the mind with the brain. Brain is only one vehicle of the mind. Caroline Leaf is very clear in her beautiful book, Your Mental Illness. Mind is the energy filled both inside and